we still use guilt and shame. So many people are critical of religions, especially Catholicism, because they ruled through making people feel guilty and shameful, and therefore in need of salvation and peace, i.e. needing the church, a savior, the priest to save them. So the powerful guilt and shame, and they require you to follow their rules and tenets, go to their church services, listen to them, and by doing so, release your guilt and shame. So it's this never-ending loop. We saw it during the pandemic. Those that believed in the vaccine shamed and guilted those that questioned or were critical. Those who don't believe in the climate crisis are guilted and shamed by those who believe in the climate crisis. Those of a religion that believe that their God is the one true God guilt and shame those that don't believe in it. At work, you're guilted and shamed if you don't do as the leader says. It's this age-old, archaic motivational tool, this style of guilting and shaming people into stepping in line, staying in line, following. If we're not cool, if we don't wear the right clothes or the right labels, we're guilted and shamed into feeling like we don't fit in, like we're not worthy, like we're not wealthy enough, that we will be perceived poor and less cool. If we don't follow a certain guru or influencer, we are guilted and shamed for being ourselves. And that's really the root of why most people are afraid of being themselves and cultivating their own outlooks and critical thinking, is that they're fearful of being guilt and shamed for being themselves, fearful of being embarrassed for having their own style, having their own views. So if I want you to think like me, I need you to feel badly about how you think. If you don't believe as I do, and I want you to believe as I do, then I will motivate you to think like me by guilting and shaming you. That's this super simplistic way that authority, including parents, get people to think right, to believe what the powerful believes is truth, or wants the less powerful to believe is truth. We are guilted and shamed out of exploring and coming up with our own truths to be motivated to adopt the truths that have already been discovered and established by the establishment, by conventional thinkers who were likely too afraid to think for themselves because all they wanted to do was to climb the social ladder and to be in favor with authority so that they could then become authority and in turn dictate the rules and retain power over people. It's that simple. Guilt and shame. If I want you to believe in a certain political leader, I will guilt and shame you for your beliefs. When anyone wants to convince or convert you to a belief system other than your own, they will try to first guilt and shame you out of your existing belief system. Even beliefs in a person, a company, a mission, an organization, a cause, a viewpoint. Humans are out to win each other over through guilt and shaming them out of their existing outlook and way of life or way of being. But it's not the most mature way to interact with humans. I mean, all life is comprised of relationships with humans. And those relationships are comprised of conversations with humans. And in those conversations, if person A guilts and shames person B with a motivation to convert person B to person A's way of thinking or way of living, then that's not a very mature way to interact with humanity on this journey.